Welcome to Learn Short and Tapping with Vikas sir. Transcription number 71, volume number 4, 71 and 72 at the rate 80 word per minute continuously dictation. So be ready, start. I may draw the attention of the house to a special feature of the budget, and it is this: with all the heavy expenditure on defense to the tune of 30%, the development activity has not been slowed down. Today, we are spending about 90% on the different development activities, but in this respect, I would like to submit that the allocation for education in the budget continues to be at 2 to 3%. I think education is a very important subject as it affects the minds of our younger generation, and it gives us the necessary technical personnel who are, so to say, the hands, the feet of our development. What we find here is that instead of making an increase in this particular direction on education, we are keeping it at the same level. I would submit that the finance minister should give his due consideration for increasing the budget on education. Now I turn to the performance and the working of the ministries. I would like to say something first about the work that the Planning Commission is doing. Stop. Of course, the Planning Commission is doing an excellent work. It is at present preparing the fourth 5 year plan. Not only that, it is preparing a prospective plan for a number of years. Stop. It is also giving a vision. It is also suggesting certain priorities in so far as the progress of our country is concerned. The Planning Commission is also carrying out different kinds of studies and researches, but at the same time, what I feel is that the Commission must apply itself also to the weaker sections of the society, namely the landless laborers, the artisans, and those who are living in the rural areas. It must also apply itself as to how the weaker areas or the underdeveloped areas in our country can be helped. I know that the Planning Commission has prepared certain indicators and has asked the state governments to show which are the regions which are underdeveloped according to the indicators, but that much of attention will not do. We have to give more attention because if such areas continue so in the different states in our country, it will hamper the general progress of the country. From the questions that are asked in this house, the minister will know the anxiety among the members. So I would suggest for the consideration of the minister that a special wing be established in the planning commission to study and prepare schemes for such reasons. Today, only 7 states have informed as per indicators about these reasons, and even then, I would submit that a special wing may be constituted in the Planning Commission to study and prepare schemes for such reasons. This wing should not merely prepare schemes, but it must at the same time also watch the implementation of the schemes that are meant for such reasons. The Planning Commission must direct that a special provision be made and priority given to all the schemes for such reasons. The economic development of such a region depends upon the building up of economic overheads in that particular region, and you will find as a I have given certain figures that insofar as Maratha area is concerned, there is lack of such economic overheads. Therefore, industries are not coming up, and since industries are not coming up, other developments are also sought. So, I would request that consideration may be given to constituting a so special wing in the Planning Commission for the understood underdeveloped areas. Coming to the Ministry of Education, what I find is that the Ministry of Education has been going after too many things. It is going after too many things, changes, and also too many experimentations. So, I think the time has come when we should stop this policy of going after too many changes and too many experimentations in the field of education. It is because of this that we have not been able to achieve, after 18 years of freedom, a common pattern throughout the country. I think a plea has already been made by a lady member about the pattern. Different patterns exist in different states of our country. One does not know what has happened to the educational objectives that have been incorporated in the different reports with regard to primary education, secondary education, and college education. Nobody has tried to pursue as to how far the educational objectives that have been incorporated as in these reports have been put through in the different states. As far as I know, basic education is not being worked in the spirit in which it ought to be, and there are different misconceptions about it. So it should be seen by the education ministry that instead of going after too many changes and too many experimentations, they concentrate and see that at least a common own pattern on education at the primary level, the secondary level, and the college level is evolved throughout the country. Stop. The president has said that in the last 40 years we have progressed along with this path illuminated by Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru. We shall adhere to it come what may, with the determination and courage instilled in us by Indira Gandhi. In my opinion, this is the time for all of us, whether belonging to that side or this side, irrespective of party affiliations, to rededicate ourselves to these basic fundamentals of our Constitution. If we do that, we will be a united India. Not only will we command respect in the committee of nations, but the foundations will be such that nobody on the earth will be able to do any harm to us. Full stop. I have one thing to say that our country is continent, and in this continent we have faced this year one of the severest droughts in 100 years. It is the prudent policy of having accumulated buffer stocks that, in spite of setbacks that we have experienced, there has not been any starvation death. This is a tribute to the ingenuity of our policy of having created the buffer stocks. To my mind, there are one or two gray areas. One of the gray areas is our population explosion, which my friend Sri Prasant has also referred to. We may be doing what we are doing. For instance, 20 million acceptors of contraceptives and other things we have produced. We have not evolved a national consensus on this issue. I spoke about the matter in different forms when the Prime Minister was also there. I told him that a national consensus on family welfare program must be evolved. I also told him that you have been calling meetings of the opposition parties quite often on different issues, but to my mind, the most important issue for which an all party meeting should be convened is to evolve a national policy on population. In spite of our all-round economic development, it all gets nullified by the population explosion. We have not done much in this direction. I had the privilege of going to China and I saw how they are progressing in this regard. Stop. It is true that there have been many occasions when undue advantage has been taken by one party or the other in the implementation of this program. That is why I want national consensus on family planning. Sir, I go to the next area, and that is with regard to agriculture. The agricultural minister has stated in a conference the other day that in spite of drought, he has fixed a target of 175 million tons of food grains for the current year. That is a good idea, but the important thing to which the president has referred is the need of increase in the production of oil seeds, and to this I add pulses. I want the government to give special attention to the production of these things because edible oils and pulses are the common man's need in India, and we are having shortage of pulses and edible oils, and we are importing these in a very large quantity. So the thrust of our program, as we have done in the case of green revolution, is that we should concentrate on the production of pulses and edible oils, and then assure our own people that within a period of 2 years we will attain self-sufficiency in edible oils and pulses. The next point is with regard to public sector. There is no doubt that the public sector occupies a commanding height, and it has occupied commanding heights in our mixed economy. But the problem of accountability of public sector has not been done to the desired extent. I submit, sir, that for this purpose, the program implementation ministry is helping the public sector undertakings with regard to any difficulties that they face. In that ministry or before 5th of every month, they get a report from the particular undertaking with regard to the difficulties that they face in manufacturing or marketing or finance or any other thing, and the program implementation ministry sees to it that these difficulties are removed. But a new thinking has come the heads of these public sector undertakings, that is, by sending the report on the 5th of every month, they pass on the buck to the program implementation ministry, and they forget about what they have written. Stop. This attitude has to be changed. The executive of these public sector undertakings should be told that the planning commission or the program implementation ministry is there only to help you, and it is for you to set things right and see that any difficulties faced by them are removed and their undertaking shows results. I think for that purpose it will be advisable that their promotion or renewal of their contractor or enhancement of their presence grade should be linked with the jobs done by the heads of these public sector undertakings. Stop.